Wolfson. This is the Sports Jawn. In today's episode, we'll be talking about the underdogs that are 3.5 points or more that I like to cover this week. 2 weeks ago, I went 0-3. Last week, I went 3-0. I had where were the teams? I had the Jaguars covering against the Chiefs, and I told you I thought they were going to win, which they did. I had the Patriots covering, and I thought they might win, but I still picked the Bills, and they did cover because they won. And I also had the Texans covering because this was before Lamar was ruled out, and I thought even with Lamar playing, they weren't playing well, and I liked the way the Texans were playing. So with that being said, that brings my record to 9-6 on the season against the spread. So let's go get the 3 teams that I like that are 3.5 point underdogs to cover this week. Okay. I like the Panthers 3.5 point home underdogs against the Cowboys. Reasons why I like that: Panthers are a much better home team than they are a road team. They're basically, because you get 3 points for being at home, they're basically saying that they are a touchdown underdog to the Cowboys. I know the Cowboys' offense has been great this year, but their defense has been bad. And I just look at Carolina with their ability to run the football well and the ability to play well at home, that they will be able to limit the opportunities that Dallas has to score. And I just think that this could be one of those games where we're looking back and saying, oh, yeah, that made sense why Carolina, covered. And Carolina, like I said, is a 3.5 point home underdog. I actually like them to win, so I'll take Carolina plus the points. The next one I like is the Titans plus 4.5 at the Raiders. The Raiders, to me, have been one of, if not the most disappointing team so far this season. The Titans have played good in every game this season, and they've been close in a lot of these games, and they've actually had a pretty tough schedule. This is probably their easiest opponent they've played all year. Last week was the best the offenses looked all year. The Raiders' defense has not looked good at all like it was the previous year. Geno Smith turns the ball over way too much. So with all of that being said, I just like the ability I think the Titans are going to win this game similar to the Panthers. So if you're going to give me 4.5 points, I'll take them. And then the last one I like, just like the other 2 teams, I like this team to win. This team's coming off a bye. Generally, when a team comes off a bye and they have offensive-minded coaches, they do a lot better. Washington had to travel all the way to the West Coast to play the Chargers past week. Now they're having to travel all the way at home to play Chicago. And there's that underlining factor of the number 1 overall pick from a year ago, Caleb Williams, going against the number 2 overall pick, Jaden Daniels. And there's some there between both of the quarterbacks. Probably more for Caleb to prove than Jaden on who the better quarterback is. But again, Chicago seems like they're getting a little bit better each week and each week and each week. Washington, for the good for most part of the first half, did not look good last week. Again, Chicago's coming off a bye. They get 4.5 points. So with that being said, I think Chicago's going to win this game. So if you're going to give me 4.5 points, I'll take it. So there are my picks for the upcoming NFL week. Hopefully they help you out, and I'm as good as I was last week. I'm Ryan Wolfson. This is the Sports Jawn.